Tonight, the Trump administration is taking shape. Just 3 weeks after his big election win, the president-elect has picked his entire cabinet. Now his team gearing up for potential clashes over confirmations. Trump's choice for Secretary of Defense, former Fox News host and combat veteran Pete Hegseth, under growing scrutiny, including over his opposition to women in combat.
He didn't want women in combat when 18% of our military is made up of women. That really concerns me.
Hegseth also under scrutiny for a sexual assault allegation in 2017. Police investigated and no charges were filed. He paid a settlement to the accuser last year, his attorney says, to avoid hurting his career. Trump's pick for Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, a former congresswoman and combat veteran, is also facing Democratic backlash, accusing her of sympathizing with Syria and Russia.
Well, I think she's compromised. I think by going to Syria and basically backing a brutal dictator there, Russian-controlled media called her a Russian asset.
She's rejected those claims and previously said her military service has made her skeptical of military interventions.
I think it's really interesting that anybody that has a different political view now is being cast as a Russian asset. It's a slur, quite frankly.
A new poll shows 59% of Americans approve of how Trump is handling the transition. The cabinet picks all Trump backers, but also ideologically diverse. Former Democrats like Gabbard and Health and Human Services pick Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Scott Bessent, a former Democratic donor who's been tapped as Treasury Secretary. Trump's incoming national security advisor has already met with his Biden counterpart, aimed at showing transition collaboration. Lester?
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.